a way of life that we practice. As Aisha, as Tamil people, it is more than a profession. It is a way of life for our people. So at this time, we're going to start out chronologically how dance came to our people. To the native people, the eagle flies closest to the heavens. Therefore, carrying a lot of our blessings, our prayers to the Creator. You notice the feathers on our regalia, the eagle feathers on top of our young men, our young ladies. Our reflection of the warrior society of long ago and still today. We're going to feature the eagle dance. There are many different interpretations around the country. We have the northern, the southern plain, as well as the Pueblo interpretation. All of them again depicting the four cardinal points, gaining the blessing from the deities that reside in the four directions. At this time, we're going to perform what is called the eagle dance. That perhaps was the beginning of dance as we know today. A hunter one day had wounded a deer, and noticing the freshness of the blood in the tracks, he continued his trek and followed this deer. The deer, of course, not knowing any boundaries, happened to venture into enemy territory. Soon a warrior, in protecting his land, happened to come across the tracks of the deer, the blood of the enemy. He followed this hunter, and they soon met in a small field, and they prepared themselves for battle. A warrior will gather their blessings from Mother Earth. He will challenge, or we say, the warrior dance, the lance and shield dance. well again. It's a blessed life. When coup is taken on the enemy, when the scalp is taken, they capture their spirit. There was a dance long ago that is still a practice among many of our Plains people called the scalp dance. This dance again honors the enemy, the spirit of the enemy. Our women would come forward and they would dance the scalp dance. To the Northern Plains people, when a warrior had gone into battle on horseback, if he was able to touch Ku, to touch the enemy, or capture his spirit, it enabled him to become a member of what is called the Horsetail Society. This tale this young man carries is a tale that was passed on to me by a warrior from back in the 1800s. Came from a war back in the 1880s. And the single most thing that he told me was to carry on this tale, to carry again the blessings of the warrior. Notice again that dancer will imitate the actions and movements of a horse. This is the warrior dance of the Northern Plains, the Horsetail dance. again, the Horsehead Dance, the Warrior Dance. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to introduce each of these performers, dancers, champions. They're going to explain a little, perhaps, the history, the origin of each of these particular styles of dance. And again, audience, we look at the footwork, the degree of difficulty, the smoothness, the beauty, as each of these individuals keep in time with the beat of the song and the drum. First of all, I'd like to introduce a very beautiful young lady hailing to us from San Domingo, the Coca people. I'd like to introduce Miss Raven Sanchez, a champion dancer over the years, and very proud of her. She traveled the northern circuits, made the power to run the country, and it brought a lot of honor back for her family and her people. Again, the gracefulness, the beauty, what we call the shawl dance. The shawl dance originated back in the early 1960s among the Fort Berthold people. Again, learning from looking and watching the young men, fancy dancers, capture their style, their footwork, the speed, most importantly, the smoothness. It took a number of years to gain acceptance, and about 5-6 years, and soon people came to accept it as a form of dance. Normally before that, women were rather more stoic, stood in the corner and the side, and so women's lid came to Indian country about, again, the early 1960s. That's what you see here today. I'd like to again credit the Fort Berthold people of North Dakota for bringing this dance to our arena. So again, we want to feature at this time, and let's welcome her with a big round of applause for their beautiful Miss Raven Sanchez, the Ladies Fancy Shawl. At this time, I'd like to introduce perhaps one of the oldest of all the ladies styles of dance, what we call the medicine dance, the Ojibwe. Back in the 1830s, it was a time of sickness and famine among the people. The Ojibwe is a Great Lakes region. One of the elderly leaders had gone out and saw a vision to help her people, to save her people. She was instructed on how to make this dress and the use of metal. To many of the native people, the cultures across the Americas, things that were considered shiny and sharp, such as mirrors and knives, things that you see on the regalia by both the men and the women, were a form of protection, is still a practice today. This very beautiful lady is a champion. We're very proud and very honored that, again, she honors what they call the medicine dance, the Ojibwe dance. So again, let's welcome again Miss Amber Pacheco, what we call the Ojibwe dress dance. Oh. dance goes back to the 1830s and was lost for a period of time due to the laws by the United States government that banned a lot of dance. It wasn't until about the 1950s that we were allowed to dance in public. That's what you see today. In the 1970s, they introduced what we call the Highline. Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota. The Ojibwe ladies came out and started to dance and introduced it to the dance world. We took again like the ladies dance. It took a while to gain acceptance, but today when accepted, and perhaps then a lot of the young ladies all across the country adopted and like the beauty, the sound of again the medicine dance. Getting to a lot of the ceremonies that I've attended back in the 1950s, only ladies were allowed to perform, allowed to dance at a lot of their lodges, their ceremonial places. And a very powerful dance, and you can witness, imagine if you will, about 300 ladies with the beauty, the sound, again, the ladies jingle. The fancy dance, the medicine dance. Hookah. Been watching this lady, the young lady, for the last few years, and gone up from the junior categories, soon to become the teen categories. I'd like to introduce Miss May Anton, again, a very beautiful, what we call the traditional dance of the lady. Prior to the 1950s, women only danced on the outer perimeter, the outer side of the arena, and supported the return of their warriors. Became, again, as many of the different nations around the country started adopting the lady dance, and women started to come into the circle. At this time, we'd like to feature again a very beautiful young lady, again, Miss Danae Anton, what we call the ladies' traditional. Okay. a champion in my eyes.
Okay, now
not only in the traditional, but what we call the chicken dance. Today he's dancing a dance of the Blackfoot Confederacy, originating on the southern portion of Alberta, northern Montana. This dance was created around the time of when they had a lot of the summer season, and they had a lot of their sun dances during some of their breaks. Some of the men would come on and taunt and tease the audience. Sometimes the dancers would go on and taunt again our young ladies that were out there. Thus creating what you see called the chicken dance. This prairie chicken dance, imitating an animal behavior dance, imitating the actions and the movements of the prairie chicken as it ruffles its feathers, and we say in time of mating, mating season. I'd like to introduce at this time a champion dancer, well known also as a singer. Let's welcome to this arena with a round of applause again, Mr. Vaughn Stan. Welcome, Men's Chicken. Next gentleman I'd like to introduce at this time, a young man that has grown from the junior category to the teen to the adult, a champion dancer in his own right, again to many of us. I've watched him over the years, and now today capturing many titles around Indian country and many celebrations. Gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Mr. John Cummings with what we call the traditional dance, the story type dance. The bustles that you see on his back again reflect the warrior societies of long ago. The eagles and the birds of prey were the first birds that came onto the battlefield, thus creating the society that you see before you. Again, the feathers that are worn on top reflect the warriors, a brave deed perhaps seen in battle or taking cool the enemy. We're very honored to feature at this time the many people. Again, let's welcome this young man with a big round of applause, Mr. John Cummings, the men's traditional. Show me a story, man. welcome him again, Agushka. At this time, we're going to introduce to you perhaps one of the most spectacular bold and men's style of dance today, called the men's fancy. This dance originated back in the 1800s with the Buffalo Bill Wild West shows that toured overseas. Even Sitting Bull himself was part of the original cast back then. And dance was rather stoic and slow motion, a very slow style of dance. Did not have all the intricacy, the color, the sound. So Buffalo Bill himself asked the dancers to put on more feathers, to put on more bells, noisemakers, and asked the drum to pick up the speed. Again, a big influence, as I say, I credit again Buffalo Bill himself. This young man has become a champion, moving up from again the junior category, teen, and now the adult category. The horsehair that you see on some of the buckles by many of our dancers, be it traditional, be it fancy, is a reflection of the warrior society. Again, also the feathers that are on top represent brave deeds that were taken in battle. Then we'd like to feature at this time a champion dancer, Mr. Boyd Ladd Jr. And let's welcome him on with a round of applause. Men's fancy, anything goes. What the heck?
Yeah, and we have that voice.
Dance was not allowed, and a lot of the dances that were created around that time were reminiscent of a lot of what we call the white man's styles of dance. A lot of the dance were put into a lot of the churches and hidden from public eye. This was one of our social dances. It was a lot of fun, music dancing. We'd like to invite everyone, a lot of our non-native friends, come on out and join yourself. It's a very easy, it's a simple side step, a dance of friendship. So around that, we'd like to invite everyone. This would be the last dance.
What a corn dog, fried bread?
Alright, so audience,
The real experience.
come on out and join yourself. Once again, we go for the round dance.
Which one is it?